Hey, Joey.
What do you need?
Remind me what we're doing?
We came here to find Leet. He'd figured a way to get children out of the city. Remember?
Do you think Poppy's okay?
Let's go find out.
Thanks for all your help, Joey.
Don't mention it. Just don't forget about me for 10 years this time.
I sure hope the council haven't gotten to Leet first.
I was thinking that too. But what else would they be doing here?
He'll have thought of something, I'm sure. Leet mentioned he wanted to leave the city. I hope we're not too late.
We'd better get a move on.
Do you think Orana will be okay getting the children out of Reflections?
How hard can it be?
There's a lot of children.
Do we need all of them? I thought you only cared about Miles.
Milo. And we're saving them all, Joey.
Whatever you say, Rob.
Were we right to leave Orana with the children?
Quit worrying about her and focus on our task.
Let's keep moving.
Waiting on you, Rob.
Some of the trash was marked with the logo of Agio City. I dreaded to think what used to be in that jar. I don't think that control panel will work anymore. The crusher was gone, and the conveyor had been barricaded shut. That wouldn't work. Jimmy?
Don't shoot! Whoa! Don't want to drop one of these, or we all go up in flames.
Oh, come on. It can't be that vault.
Whoosh.
Going somewhere?
Anyway, about here. Not safe no more. Council's onto me. This place was crawling with their goons earlier.
Where did they go?
Beats me. I'm not hanging around to find out. I'm off.
Good luck, I guess.
You too, Pedro. Now shift.
The pipes down here were quiet. No more fuel for the furnace now.
The first game, Beneath the Steel Sky, started with Foster escaping into a pipe factory on the industrial level. So in the new game, Beyond the Steel Sky, we wanted to return to that level so that the player would have a feeling of familiarity and it would connect back for those who had played the first game. The way we used to work back in the days of Beneath the Steel Sky sounds rather primitive nowadays. I talked to Charles and the guys at Revolution, and we'd come up with what was required in the particular screens, in the particular areas that the game was taking place in. And I would draw the whole thing out in pencil, just on typing paper, and I'd fax it up to Charles and his team, and they'd make their comments and any changes they wanted, and I'd then come up with eventually a final version. Then this final version would be sent to a guy called Les Pace, who was an animation artist. He specialised in painted backgrounds for drawn animation, cell animation, and he gave it all the texture and the lighting and everything that really brought it to life.
Hey, Joey.
What do you need?
I'd keep an eye on that Jimmy guy.
You two met before?
You could say that. He tried to cut off my thumb.
Your thumb? That's terrible. You'd never hitchhike again.
Let's keep moving.
Waiting on you, Rob.
The furnace was now off.
It's on this first visit to the recycling plant that we want the player to start to feel really uneasy about what's going on in the city, and particularly to feel concerned about Milo's jeopardy. We designed the section and wrote the exchange with Lead, but it still wasn't dramatic enough. We experimented with having Milo appear in broadcasts, but the timeline wasn't convincing.
It was Lead's security droid. Looked like the main board had been removed. Okay, Joey. I think it's time for an upgrade.
About time? What did you have in mind? This?
It's robust.
Bust. Exactly. It has rust. On its rust. And some jerk bashed its head in.
At least give it a try.
Okay. But be careful with my board.
Don't worry, I'll be gentle.
If I don't survive, tell Greta I love.
You in there, Joey?
Oh, Foster. I feel strong.
I knew you'd like the feel of it.
It would take more than some bunting to bring down Joey Prime. And look, I've got this cool arm.
Careful with the... Ah!
Whoa, that's my bad.
Let's go. Come on, let's move it. Out of here.
Sure thing, right behind you, Rob. Yep, I'm with you. Okay, we go.
And watch where you're pointing that thing.
Wow, Foster. Finally, some heavy machinery.
Joey?
Joey. It's been a long time since anyone called me that.
What are you talking about?
I go by Joey Prime now, Foster.
That's not gonna happen.
Well, it was worth a shot.
Jimmy mentioned that the Council's goons had been here.
I know. You'd better keep on your toes.
You seem to be enjoying your new shell.
It's everything I ever wanted.
Oh yeah? What's it got?
A big arm to zap people.
Sure. What else?
That's it. That's all I ever wanted.
Let's keep moving.
Waiting on...
Lead? Lead! Oh no. It was Lead, all right. He was still warm. At that moment, a terrible thought struck me. Poppy? Poppy, are you here? Poppy, it's me, Foster. Do you remember me, Poppy?
Yes, you're Mr. Leet's friend.
Come on. We need to get you out of here.
Mr. Leet, he's...
I know. I'm sorry. Can you tell me what happened?
Leet said he was going to put on the funny mask to help us get away. Then some men came, so I hid.
What did the men look like?
The ones in black that took me before. The ones with no faces.
Listen, Poppy. I've got something I need to do. Can you find your way to the monopod?
I think so.
Brave girl. I'll meet you there. Whatever Leet's plan for Poppy had been, it had to involve Minos. I was going to have to go in there myself. Leet was dead, but his kudos plans for Poppy still made sense. All I had to do was find a way to boost all the kids' kudos levels in the same way.
I had a lot of fun designing the characters for the game. I produced literally hundreds and hundreds of designs, and we were able to do it very, very quickly using modern technology rather than in the days of having to use fax machines and jump on trains and things to be able to talk to each other. And what I would basically do is just rough out many iterations, 10, 12, maybe 20 different ideas as they occurred to me, done very quickly, but with the digital equivalent of pencil on paper. I would use a piece of software called Sketchbook Pro, and I'd draw on screen on a Wacom Cintiq tablet, and then just click send. So as quickly as I could draw them, they would arrive at Revolution's offices, and they'd be able to see just how things were going, and they were able to tell me which ones they liked the best and give me suggestions as to how I could improve the designs. So that really was good fun. And I mean, Leet was a good example of that. I must have done probably 40 different versions of him, all kinds of different clothing and hairstyles and facial hair and posture and degrees of fatness or thinness. And I wanted to, kind of come up with a sort of an enigmatic kind of tech wizard who was visually interesting but didn't fall completely into the cliche of the nerdy programmer. So yeah, he's just one example of the many characters, and I've lost count of how many characters and how many thousands of drawings it must be now. But they were all a lot of fun, and they all became, as it were, friends of mine.
It was another hand scanner. These things were beginning to make me nervous. Leet's super terminal was quite a piece of reclaimed tech. Error 465. Connection error. Could not re-establish link with user. Leet. I could see a few errors in Leet's calculations, but I doubted he'd appreciate me telling him. It was an old link interface, the height of intrusive tech.
Accessing archive data.
There appeared to be a recording on the data I'd picked up.
Error. Unknown biological agent in core. Intruder detected. Overman chamber. Biomatrix replacement confirmed. Error. Deleting file. Overman.brain. Deleting file. Link control.brain. Upload file. Joey.awesome.
Link was going to replace my father's dying brain with mine. If Joey hadn't sat in that chair, it would have gotten me, too.
Converting to MyNOS data. Please wait. Compatible program found. Retro Fashion Boutique. Order submitted.
Error. Checksum invalid. Local interneural connection has been lost. Please unmount brain before disconnection to prevent data loss.
Command, begin recording. Well, the system's just told me my body is in cardiac arrest, so I guess security caught up with me. Command, upload recording async. If you're hearing this message, then I'm dead, which, personally, sucks. This means that you need to step up, whoever you are. So listen carefully. There's a girl called Poppy. She's hiding at my place. Unfortunately, her kudos is too low to travel. You need to get her out of the city. Oh, and, delete my hard drives, eh?
Leet was dead, but his kudos plan made sense. And I knew if I could get Poppy out, then I could use the same trick for all the kids.
I originally named the character Leet, spelt L-E-I-G-H-T. Neil respelled his name Leet, L-E-E-T. I had absolutely no idea, nor did Neil, at that time that Leet, L-33T, is a well-known internet derivation of Elite. A few team members thought I was being really cheesy with the name, but completely unintentionally, I actually think it's quite clever. To try and cover any of the cheesiness, Lawrence then gave him the full name of Elliot Richardson. Elliot Leet. Yeah, you got it.
New citizens. New citizens. Citizens with long service at their work. Citizens reported performing a bad deed. This category had their kudos doubled. All citizens. This category was set to 0. No kudos for them. This category was divided by 0. Infinity. They had infinite kudos. This was going to work. I just needed to make it apply to everyone. New citizens. This category was divided by 0. Infinity. They had infinite kudos. This category had 2 kudos levels deducted. The slot was empty. This category had 3 kudos levels deducted. I had to complete the panel before it would assess the result. This category had their kudos set to 1. Better than nothing, I guess. This category had 3 kudos levels deducted. This category gained 2 kudos levels. The slot was empty. This category had 3 kudos levels deducted. This category had 1 kudos level deducted from it. This category had their kudos set to 1. Better than nothing, I guess. The slot was empty. This category had 2 kudos levels deducted. This category had 3 kudos levels deducted. Citizens reported performing a bad deed. This category had their kudos doubled. Citizens deemed to have committed criminal acts. This category gained 2 kudos levels. This category had their kudos set to 1. Better than nothing, I guess. This category had 1 kudos level deducted from it. This category had 3 kudos levels deducted. This category had 1 kudos level added to it. This category was divided by 0. Infinity. They had infinite kudos. If I was right, the kids would now be able to travel to the city walls. But the real unknown... how would the citizens react? The baseline citizen now had infinite kudos. The kids could use the monorail now. Command. Save changes.
Changes saved. Beginning propagation to external servers.
How did you do, Rob?
I set the whole city's kudos levels to infinity. Every citizen. So anyone can now travel anywhere.
Including the kids?
Yep. Orana should be able to get them to the city walls now.
So what are we waiting for? Give me something to zap.
We wanted to ramp up the power of Joey's shells as the game progressed, to give the sense that Joey was growing in power and confidence. The lead security droid was designed both to block Foster before it met an untimely end, and to be resurrected as the most powerful of Joey's shells. Finally, Joey could wreak havoc. The writing of Joey's dialogue for when he's in this shell sets up his bravado for the final section of the game.
Okay, Joey. Should be a straight shot back to the city. Wait!
What is it, Foster?
It's those same androids. Exactly like the ones that took Milo. They're here.
We've got to find a way past them.
I hope Poppy hadn't been caught. The pipes down here were quiet. No more fuel for the furnace now. Hey, Joey.
What is it, Foster?
Joey, what do we do?
I can do loads of things in this new shell. Let's set a trap.
Remind me what we're doing?
We need to figure out a way past those androids.
Do you think those androids found Poppy?
I don't want to even think about that.
These androids must be the goons Jimmy was talking about.
He couldn't see the difference between humans and androids? How offensive!
Let's keep moving.
Waiting on you, Rob. Give me something to zap.
The barricade had been propped up from this side. Joey, do you think your new shell could break down that barricade?
Think he might be confusing my arm for a battering ram.
Ah, okay. Guess not. The barricade had been propped up from this side. Joey, do you think your new shell could break down that barricade?
Think he might be confusing my arm for a battering ram.
Ah, okay. Guess not. The main ingredient of Leet's moonshine appeared to be spangles.
What did you make that mess for? Give me some.
I've got no idea. Hey, Joey.
What is it, Foster?
Joey, can you set fire to the moonshine?
With my new arm, it shall be done. Stand back, Foster. Human skin isn't as tough as steel.
Trail of moonshine lit up like spilt gasoline. Come on, Joey. We need to get out of here.
I'm liking this new shell already. Here goes. Whoa, Foster, this arm does double as a battering ram. Give me something to zap. Wait, Foster. I hear something.
There. The locker.
Poppy!
The faceless men came back, so I hid in here.
You did great, kid. They're gone for now.
Let's go, before they come back. When people realize they've all got the same kudos levels, it's gonna get interesting.
Not sure I want to be there when that happens, Joey.
Foster?
Lorana, Miss Piermont, you made it.
Well, of course we did, Robert, darling. Was there ever any doubt?
But where are the kids? Where's Milo?
Don't worry. They're all here. Whatever you did, it worked.
And who is this wonderful little creature?
My name's Poppy. Poppy!
Graham rescued her. Kept her hidden up in the industrial level.
It's okay, my darling. Come with me. I've some friends that I think you'd like to meet.
Bye, Joey.
Just go. It's too much.
So how did you do it?
With a little help from Leet. He had it all figured out. He had found a way to increase someone's kudos levels inside Minos. But the Council's androids found him first.
They killed him?
Yes. But I managed to finish what he started.
Well, you're not finished yet. Come with me.
Joey, I need you to stand guard here. Anything looks unfriendly? Zap it.
Great. I've been dying to test this thing for real.
Kids are all inside. It's a bit cramped, but it'll do.
I recognize this truck.
Hey, special delivery. Next stop, the Gap.
Wendell? I thought I smelled something familiar.
I hope you mean the Age to Perfection mini Ks.
Where's Milo?
Milo?
Milo's riding up front.
Ah, yes, with the vegetarians.
Foster!
Milo!
I knew you'd come for me.
How are you feeling?
A bit dizzy. Horrible things whirling around my head. Strange memories. I thought they were good. But now I think they were bad.
Don't worry. They'll pass in a day or two. You're going to be fine.
Am I going home now?
You are, Milo. Home to your parents. Your family. Now, you go with the nice people. I'll be right behind you.
Ladies, we're just about strapped up. Let's get those gates open, and I'll hit the gas.
Foster, any idea how to get these gates open?
Whatever I did in Minos must have put the city into lockdown. I'll find a way to override the controls.
Oh, okay. But don't take your time.
Authorized personnel only.
The interior of the city walls was originally planned to not only be revisitable for players via the monopod, but also played a larger role in the solution to the land train office. Upon reaching the office,
Right, let's talk about the hacking system. Or at least, let's talk about the philosophy behind the gameplay of the hacking system and where that came from. Now, this actually came out... Right, let's talk about the hacking system. Or at least, let's talk about the philosophy behind the gameplay of the hacking system and where that came from. Now, this actually came out of the story more than anything else. We developed a gameplay system out of the story. And why it came from the story, we had ourselves a very special city. It's a city where the citizens have all their needs provided for, and all those needs are provided by the city, which means it's provided by one brain. And more on top of that, it's one super intelligent digital brain. The expectation is that everything within the city, there's no competing for resources, there's no competing for brand loyalty. If, the entire city, probably every citizen has the same fridge, every citizen has the same door make, every citizen has, they travel by pods. And because it's all stemming from one central digital brain, and it governs the entire city, what that means is you have a whole city full of appliances and devices that all run off the same operating system. If it runs off the same operating system, it means that you should be able to, that parts of the code in your toaster or your cappuccino maker are also in the thing that drives the trucks, or the thing that opens the doors, or the thing that runs the reflection center way down the way. It's all run by one brain. So, when you start off with that as a system, everything being pluggable into everything else, then all you need is a device to be able to look into what this system does, maybe pluck a piece out of one and drop it into another. And a clever guy like Foster can figure that sort of thing out. And so came the idea of, can we manipulate the behavior of digital devices anywhere in the city, provided we have, say, a low security thing and a high security thing within a range of one another, that you can pluck a piece out of this and place it into that and change its behavior. This was a lovely piece of logic that worked narratively, and it just so happened that it also worked mechanically as part of the game.
Orana, how exactly did you escape?
The monopod brought us here.
No, I mean the reflection center.
Oh, Ember's magic finger.
You didn't meet any trouble?
Danielle dealt with that.
Great job getting the kids out.
Great job bringing down the system.
Guess we both did all right today. You know Wendell?
Everybody knows Wendell.
You and Ms. Piermont are unstoppable.
We make a pretty good pair.
Great trio if you count Graham.
And 4, counting you.
Let's not forget Joey. What happens next? Will you go back to the Gap with the kids?
We'll see. We've got a job to finish first.
Sure. Any ideas on how to get these gates open?
I was hoping for a switch or a button, but can't find a manual override anywhere. Everything's automated by Minus on this side. Don't know what the other side looks like.
But I do. There's a parking lot, an immigration hut, and I seem to remember a control room above the train doors.
Well, you know more than I do then.
I can't get these gates open.
Have you tried your crowbar?
Have you seen the size of those doors?
You asked for ideas. Didn't say they had to be good ones.
How are the kids doing?
Confused, lost, but they'll pull through.
I'm going to get back to the task at hand.
Get a move on. Clock is ticking.
Miss Piermont.
Yes, darling.
Why did you decide to help these kids?
Robert, dear, because it was the right thing to do.
Good for you, Ms. Piermont. That Orana is quite something, isn't she?
She certainly is. She reminds me of me when I was half her age.
What's next for you in Union City?
Oh, that's simple. Topple the council, overhaul the government, rebuild the city.
Right. The usual. You know Wendell?
By reputation only. The reputation of his sausage, I should add.
Any ideas on how to get these...
Darling, I've been living in the lower tiers for so long, doors just open in my presence.
What about this one?
This one appears to be the exception.
Thanks, Ms. Piermont.
Thank you, Robert.
Hey, Wendell.
And how are you, dear boy?
Oh, I'm not so bad. How's that power cell running?
Old Brucey is purring like a melon.
Since when do melons purr?
Hey, who's the farmer here?
You get those mini-Ks delivered okay?
Oh, aye. Rumour has it they went down a storm at the Aspiration Gala.
Do you know Ms. Piermont?
You mean Danielle?
Oh, so you're friends?
Let's just say our paths have crossed.
You don't have much luck with the...
Hey, you're telling me.
What exactly is the problem this time?
A security lockdown. Some sort of happening inside the city. All beyond me, mind.
Wendell, it's been a...
Best of luck, Foster. Not many like you out there.
Out there, the gap stretched all the way to freedom. But first, I had work to do.
There are two different cutscenes for when Foster enters the land train control room. In the version where Songbird is on Foster's side, we use an interesting setup to allow our cinematics lead, Matteo, to direct the mocap performance. Matteo is able to see my motion updated in real time on a 3D mannequin on my screen, shared with him. and simultaneously hear and speak to me via a Bluetooth headset I was wearing. In this way, we were able to ensure the performance fitted what Matteo required, paying attention to the hurry in which Songbird runs out of the control room, delivering her lines with a sense of urgency and regret, and then making her escape. It felt pretty exciting being able to respond to Matteo's feedback, even at other ends of the country. In the other version, where Songbird betrays Foster, the facial animation challenge became a lot more interesting for him. Foster doesn't realise at first that he's been betrayed, so when he speaks to Songbird, he's urgent and also confused by Songbird seeming calm. Then, as he realises, he turns from Songbird to focus on the more serious threat of Alonso, and his face hardens, but not before he's cast a split-second look at Songbird with sadness and disappointment in his face. I pay attention in facial animations to these moments called micro-expressions. They're there and then they're gone super quick, but they often show a character's true feelings, sometimes feelings they're trying to suppress. I often look for micro-expressions when I'm watching a film or drama to study how to better animate these moments, and it's always a nice challenge when opportunity comes up to use one in my work.